Sports is brought to you by All Out Auto Repair, home of the $46 Saskatchewan and $66 Alberta Safety Inspection. Your complete automotive repair.
Time now for sports. Moses is going to take over with that. We're going to have some highlights from the hockey game last night. And the Pontiacs have been kind of flying lately, but they were in tough last night against the Crusaders.
Well, you bet, Jacob. They were looking for their 4th straight win to end the season, and they were in tough again, like you said, against Sherwood Park. Well, after their 3rd straight win on Wednesday, the Pontiacs were right back at it last night, taking on the Sherwood Park Crusaders. Bonnyville went into the contest 5 points up on Sherwood Park in the standings, looking to put some more distance between them and the Crusaders before the Christmas break. But it would be the Crew that would strike first under 4 minutes in. Jesse Cook will receive the pass and will find the back of the net. 1-0 Crusaders. 47 seconds later, the Ponts would tie it up. Dylan Curry will corral the rebound and go backhand. It notches it up at 1. Both teams would add one more by the end of the period. So, to the second stanza, just 52 seconds in, Keith Zamadia will give the Pontiacs a 3-2 edge. Shortly after that, Sherwood Park looking to respond. Braden Christopher drives to the net, but Dylan Wells will shut the door. Getting excited here. Late in the second, Bonnyville on the power play with Ty Carey. He'll find Zamadia in front. Pontiacs with a 2-goal lead heading into the 3rd. Now jumping ahead, 4-3 Pontiacs, and the Crusaders applying pressure. Christopher will find David All. His snipe will go 5-hole. We're tied up at 4. Then less than 2 minutes later, Christopher on a 1-on-3 with his weak wrister. It'll beat Wells, and that will prove to be your winner. Sherwood Park completes the comeback and takes it 5-4.
The play was very back and forth. We just happened to have a 2-goal lead, and instead of getting better in the 3rd, they elevated, and you got to give them credit for it. And they're a team that will, down by 2, they'll keep coming.
We were able to get that lead, and we kind of sat back on our heels there, and kind of our start caught up with us in the end there. So it's kind of a tough one to swallow, and we got to use this to better ourselves down the road here.
Well, the local mixed martial arts organization has become both a destination and event to springboard larger promotions for fighters. Edmonton's Mitch Clark is a former EFC welterweight champ, but earlier this month he got a shot to showcase his talents on the biggest stage of the world, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Jacob Zer was lucky enough to make the trip to Toronto and has this story.
Mitch Clark achieved his dream on December 10th, fighting for the UFC and in his home country to boot. Just being there surrounded by star fighters and the promotion's brass was a bit overwhelming for the Saskatoon native.
When you first get here, it's a lot to take in, and, it's almost like an overload. But then you start to realize they're just people.
Clark made weight after what he acknowledged was a tough cut and was pretty eager to finally get in the octagon.
I feel good. I feel confident. It's a tough fight, but it's definitely a winnable fight, and I think I'll come out. I don't think he's expecting my style of pressure fighting, mixing strikes and ground.
Saskatoon native Mitch Clark. The fight was fairly close through the first round, which was primarily a stand-up battle, although his opponent John Cholish did score a takedown. The second round played out in similar fashion. Cholish scored another takedown late in the round, and after a mad scramble, took Clark's back and pounded away until the ref stopped it, awarding Cholish the TKO victory.
He went for an armbar. I got out of there, and he took my back. And when he had my back, I was trying to get up, but the body said no.
Clark can't fault his training or preparation and is grateful for all the support he garnered along the way from friends, family, and his entire training team.
You hear about these octagon jitters of, first-time appearance in the UFC, and, you don't think it's going to happen to you. And I was in great shape for this fight. I have no one to blame but myself.
Overall, Clark isn't too disappointed with his performance and looks forward to getting back in the cage again.
I just didn't have the cardio or, just things didn't go well. And, they said that they'll have me back, so I just, I hope they do.
Jacob Zer, Newcap Sports.